Hey guys, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today I want to talk about what you should expect during a reverse dieting phase. Hey friends. Hey, hopefully internet haters. Do I have any internet haters? Probably not. Probably not. Let's be real. Not that big. Whatevs. But today's question comes from Instagram. What should I expect during a reverse diet? How lean should I be when I need to reverse diet? Should I gain weight? Should I not gain weight? Great questions. And so this Monday, I thought that was a great thing to talk about. Let's start off by talking about, well, it depends. Yeah, fucking it always depends. So, great. Good job, Steve. You suck. Let's talk about why it depends. So, typically, the goal of a reverse diet is to maintain our current weight, right? We want to maintain our weight. If we're getting stronger, we're increasing calories, we're decreasing cardio, right? That's the typical goal. And so this is what most people are going to be using it for, right? To maintain weight. This is general population people, right? So we're not talking about people who have dieted down to stage lean levels, to unhealthy body fat percentages, and done all the kind of things that we would talk about in the world of competition, because I'll talk about that soon. Not yet, but soon. So, if we're just in a typical fat loss phase and we're like, oh man, well, I don't really have many more calories to cut, I'm having a hard time keeping, adherence there, I don't really have time to add more cardiovascular activity or more energy expenditure, like I've done diet breaks, I've had refeeds, like all these other things, and my body's not really responding anymore for where I'm at, well, that's definitely time to reverse, okay? So hey, it doesn't make sense to go any harder, right? I don't have the ability, the time management, whatever it might be, to go any more aggressive with my current dieting phase. My body's not responding. I'm currently maintaining weight where I'm at. For a lot of people, I think that's when it makes sense. Hey, this is when we should reverse. And our goal should be maintaining body composition, given that we're at a healthy level of body composition, right? Now, the goal is to maintain weight. That doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. A lot of people, what I've realized is they get a little bit more loose once we're in the reverse. We're like, well, the dieting phase is over, I'll have a snack here or a bite there. Things add up and we put on a little bit more weight during the process than maybe what we would have thought, right? What I like is like 0.1, 0.2 pounds a week in terms of weight gain for our average. Like that's a good spot as far as I'm concerned to be at while we're increasing calories, trying to build lean muscle and increase strength. Because not only when we're reversing are we trying to deal with, the whole like maintainability of our diet and our exercise, right? We want it to be in a maintainable place. I'm not going to eat 1,200 calories a day. It's not going to fucking happen. Sorry, guys. I'm also not going to do 2 hours of cardio a day. Also not going to happen. I have to get back to the point where I'm now maintaining my body weight, staying at a healthy body fat percentage, and doing it on a reasonable calorie intake where food signaling is normal. I'm not, food focused all the time, and cardiovascular activity is manageable and normal, right? So that's, for a lot of us, that's the goal. It's just to get back to keep the weight off. To keep it off. Say, hey, I know I got rid of you 20, 30 pounds. I want to keep 20, 30 pounds off. I want to keep 25, 20 pounds off, right? Because what normally happens, we lose all this weight, and then we stop dieting, and then we gain it all back. Sometimes, and then some. So the long-term goal has to be important. So if our long-term goal should be keep weight off if we've just lost it in a normal dieting period, right? And that's what we want to do. So we want to slowly increase calories, we want to slowly decrease cardio, and then get back to a normal place, right? So for the vast majority of us that are just doing like fat loss stuff, I want to be healthy, I want to feel better about my body or how I look or whatever it might be, that's what we want to focus on, right? We're not trying to lose more weight necessarily while we reverse. We're not trying to, do anything kind of crazy there. We just want to maintain the weight loss that we have achieved. Some of us, we're not in a fat loss phase, but our dieting history is tough and long and extensive and aggressive, and our genetics, aren't necessarily prone to being super lean in the first place. Maybe we have to reverse diet just to get to a place where we can diet again in the future. And that's another goal. And again, same thing. We want to maintain our current body composition and body weight stuff get to a better place where the metabolism is now like being less efficient. It's kind of wasteful of calories almost, right? And then again, we can set ourselves up to diet in the future because now we have room to. Now we have room calorie-wise to cut calories to create a deficit. Now we have room cardio-wise to increase activity to create a deficit, right? That's how we get our fat loss. So that's what the vast majority of us are going to be focused on, is going to be the general health. Like when I reverse diet, it needs to be maintaining weight, right? I want to maintain my weight loss, or I want to maintain my weight so that I can facilitate weight loss in the future. Now, very different scenario is going to be the competitor. Whoa, I'm stage lean. It's not healthy, right? My hormones are whacked. My sleep is whacked. My stress is whacked. I'm a ton of fucking cardio, eating no calories. Fuck. Life sucks. But I'm shredded. So, different goals, different results, right? Now, if we're done competing, I'm going to be much more aggressive in how I go through my reverse dieting process with the competitor, right? It doesn't matter. We need to put on body fat at this point. We want to restore hormones, especially for like a lot of females. It's like very important. Like, hey, I want to get my menstrual cycle back. Hey, I want my sleep schedule to be back. Hey, I want my sex drive to be back. Not everybody loses their sex drive during prep, but when you're really crazy lean, it can most certainly happen, right? So they're like, I want to get these things back in normal working order. Absolutely. We're going to be a little bit more aggressive. We're going to put on some body fat right out of the gates, and then we're going to slow it down. Right? Then we're going to slow it down to once we're at a place where like, okay, now we're good. Like we have enough body fat. Now we're going to slowly go back to the exact same other thing. We're just going to try and maintain. We're going to slowly increase calories. We're going to pay attention to training intensities, right? We should be getting stronger. We should be having more energy. We should be having all these other positive changes happening centered around our training and our activity, right? We should be getting that cardio down a little bit, giving them some more free time, doing those kind of things, right? And that, if you're done with your season, that should be the way to go, because we don't want to stay the same. It's very unlikely for most of us that we're not going to have improvements to make or places that we can improve in terms of like our muscularity, training, that kind of thing. So most of us need to put on muscle. We need to be in a surplus to do that, right? And we want to be in a place where our leverages are good. We can brace. We have enough body fat. Like all those other kind of great things to help facilitate that we stay healthy long term. So if you're a competitor and you're stage lean and you're done with shows for the year, you're done for the season, we can absolutely put on some body fat. We can be much more aggressive. We want to put on weight at this point, right? That's our long-term goal. And then once things slow down, that's when I start saying, hey, 0.1, 0.2 pounds, probably a really good spot. We know we're in a surplus. We're doing the right kind of things. We should be getting stronger. We should be getting better at this point, right? And then if we're at 0.1, 0.2 pounds a week, we're safe. That's a good spot to be at, right? It's much easier now because we're not putting on 1, 2, 3, 4 pounds a week any longer. We can manage that, right? For some people, it's simply going to be, hey, I actually want to maintain, right? At some point, we don't want to put on any more body fat. We want to stay in a reasonable distance between stage weight and our maintaining weight. Sometimes we maintain. We still pay attention to getting stronger and doing all the right things outside training. Now, maybe we have more shows and we're lean enough. We're in a good spot. We've got the conditioning. We've done what we need to do there. Now we can run a very conservative reverse. This one, we're going to be very, very aware of what our weight's doing, how we're looking, how we're feeling, right? Because that's going to be important. So we're going to want to very slowly increase calories, mostly, from my experience, carbohydrates. Make sure training is going well, and we're paying attention to how the body's looking and responding, right? Because we don't want to get away from our stage conditioning. So we want to be very aware of that and cognizant of it. And we're going to essentially just going to work calories up into the next show. We're going to work calories down into the next show. Now, if you didn't have the conditioning that you were looking for, you can't do this. Plain and simple. You're going to have to diet some more. You're going to have to pick up the pace again, get more aggressive, and start, rocking it out. Which, for a lot of people, that's what we're going to have to do. But if we've decided to add an extra show on, or we've done some other things, diet breaks, refeeds, paying attention to, the timeline and how the body's looking are going to be very important to do that. So hopefully that gives you guys some semblance of what to expect during a reverse dieting process. I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful Monday, guys, and I will talk to you soon.